All right, so let's just cut the crap and dive right into some real spy shit. Like all those goddamn movies, they always get the whole chief of MI6 thing so messed up. It's not all Aston Martins and, shaken, not stirred martinis like that
Well, yeah,
bullshit.
Hollywood just loves to like glamorize it all up. But
Yeah.
the real story of MI6 is way more fucked up and a hell of a lot more interesting than any Bond villain could even dream up.
Right. Like, for real. We're talking about the chief of the Secret Intelligence Service, the C. And it's not just some, fancy code name or something. This shit's a real tradition.
Yeah.
A weird one, but real.
Yeah.
And surprisingly, we're going deep on this thanks to Wikipedia. They got some pretty solid intel on this whole thing.
It really does. It's a good place to start is, I think, by looking at how British intelligence, how it was a total mess. Like 1909, you had the Army, the Navy, and the Foreign Office all doing their own thing and like stepping on each other's toes all the time.
It's a bunch of toddlers, right?
Oh,
Fighting
yeah.
over toys.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
But with, tensions rising with Germany and all, they finally realized they needed to like get their shit together. And that's when the Secret Service Bureau was born. It was like their first attempt at actually trying to organize intelligence gathering.
So who was the mastermind? The one behind this clusterfuck turned organized chaos?
That'd be Captain Sir Mansfield Smith Cumming, the OGC. This guy was a total badass. Like, he not only laid down the law for the whole damn service, but also started signing everything with a green C.
Wait, what the hell? What was that about? Was he just trying to be like, extra or something?
Honestly, the green ink thing, it's a mystery for the ages. Some say it was just like a personal quirk, Others claim it was to like disguise his identity or something. But whatever the reason, it stuck. And the man, he became a legend. He also kind of set a precedent, for better or for worse, of favoring Navy men for the top job.
So for a while there, MI6 was basically a goddamn yacht club.
You could say that. It's crazy how long they kept the chief's identity a secret. Like, it wasn't even officially acknowledged until, get this, 1992. Before that, people would get fined. Like, actually fined for revealing who the C was. Talk about keeping things on the down low.
Damn. They took that shit seriously. But how did they even, choose this shadowy figure? Was it like some secret society with a hidden handshake and all that?
Not quite, no. Like, at first it was all about those Navy guys, like we said. Then they tried, rotating the position between all the different military branches, but that was a complete and utter disaster. So they finally settled on career intelligence officer. The guys who actually knew what the fuck they were doing.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
You don't want some clueless admiral running the whole damn show. So did everyone just, blindly accept whoever they chose? What about good old Winston Churchill? Did he have any say in all this?
Funny you should mention that. Churchill actually had, a favorite, this guy named Gerard Muirhead Gould, who he thought should be C.
So what happened? Did Muirhead Gould get the gig?
Nope, they passed him over. Imagine being that guy, almost becoming the head honcho because the prime minister had a soft spot for you, only to get totally screwed over.
Ouch. Talk about a bruised ego, man.
Right. But things were changing, You had the 1994 Intelligence Services Act, which finally gave MI6 some, legal standing, dragged them out of the shadows and into the, I guess you could say, semi-legit world.
So no more, backroom deals and all that cloak-and-dagger bullshit?
Well, not entirely, but the chief, they became more public-facing. Like, they could give speeches and stuff, but only their identity was revealed. Everyone else, they stayed hidden. It's like a weird game of peekaboo, but with national security,
Speaking of peekaboo, let's talk about the big bucks.
Yeah.
How much does this C character actually make? What's the salary?
Back in 2010, the chief's salary was a cool $169,999 a year. That's a hell of a lot of dough for just signing your name with a fancy green C.
Damn. That's more than most Hollywood actors make. I guess running a global spy network ain't cheap.
You got that right. Think of all the gadgets, the safe houses, the bribes. It all adds up,
Let's do a quick rundown of some of the more notable C's throughout history. We've got Sir Hugh Sinclair, who held the job for a whopping 15 years. That's some serious job security, man. Then there's Sir Stuart Menzies, the guy who ran the show during World War II.
Menzies was he was a fascinating figure, He was known for his ruthlessness and his ability to navigate that whole treacherous world of wartime espionage. He was basically the real-life M from those Bond movies.
And we can't forget about Sir John Rennie, Sir Maurice Oldfield. That name just screams spy master.
Yeah.
And, of course, the more recent guys like Sir Richard Dearlove, John Scarlett, John Sawers, Alex Younger, and the current chief, Richard Moore.
What's interesting is like how the role has evolved over time. The early chiefs, they were mostly military men. But as intelligence gathering changed, so did the qualifications. Now you need to understand like geopolitics, cybersecurity, counterterrorism. It's not just about sending guys out with Walther PPKs anymore.
Yeah, the world's a lot more fucked up than it used to be. These guys, they're dealing with some heavy shit.
Yeah.
But let's be real, who the hell would actually want this job? The pressure must be insane.
It takes a certain kind of person, to handle that kind of pressure. Someone who can think clearly, even under like crazy duress, make tough calls and live with the consequences. And let's not forget the whole secrecy thing, You can't even tell your mates what you do for a living.
Yeah, it's got to be a lonely life, no doubt. But hey, at least you get to sign your name with a green C. That's got to count for something, right?
I guess it's a pretty cool perk. And you get to be called C, which is way more badass than just chief.
True that. But enough spy talk for now. We've unpacked the history, the mystery, and the power of the chief of MI6. Now it's time for you, dear listener, to ponder a little something. Knowing what you know now, would you want to be the chief of MI6? What kind of person? What kind of person does it take to handle that kind of pressure and that responsibility? Could you sign your name with that infamous green C and sleep soundly at night knowing all the secrets you'd hold?
It's a question worth pondering, for sure. And while you're at it, think about this. With the world changing faster than ever, what challenges will the next chief of MI6 face? What skills will they need to navigate a world of, cyber warfare or artificial intelligence? And God knows what else the future holds.
Damn, that's some deep shit right there. That's why they call it the deep dive. We'll leave you to ponder those weighty questions. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and try not to get caught in any international espionage rings.
And if you do, don't mention our names.